Hi, this is Alex from BSC Designer. Here we have another onboarding tutorial that will help our new users unlock the potential of the software. Let's talk about the case when you don't have a strategy yet and your team needs to come up with a new strategic plan. For example, imagine an innovation team that has to think about different aspects of strategy. Let's see how BC Designer can help in this scenario. Click new Scorecard to access a tool called Strategy Scorecard Wizard. We programmed it to do the job of strategy consultants and help your team follow the steps of the strategic planning process. Before starting Wizard, have a look at the templates available in the software. Some of them might be focused on the challenge that you plan to deal with, and the software allows you to create a scorecard using a template and then run the wizard tool from the tools menu. Let's explore the difficult case when there is no template that could help. To start at wizard, I select the option Strategy Scorecard Wizard. The wizard starts in a few seconds. If you are using the wizard for the first time, it's a good idea to activate fill in answers with sample data option. Also, if some members of your team would like to refresh their knowledge about the strategic planning process, they can click on the link to check out the article where we review strategic planning step by step. Let's click Start. The tool shows you the steps of strategic planning on the right. We are now on the step 1, defining business goals. The first question the software asks is about the value that we are planning to create for our stakeholders. Thinking about some innovation as an example, the question is why we're working on this innovation and what are the expected benefits for the stakeholders. The answer to this question is nothing obvious. To help you generate some ideas, the software suggests you think about different strategies. Improving the quality of the product, improving customer service, and achieving operational excellence. Put your answer into the text box field and click Next. In the next step, the question is different. Now the software asks about the way we plan to work on the suggested ideas. The list of suggested strategies changed as well. Let's click Next once again. Now the questions are focused on the skills your team needs and the infrastructure your organization needs to achieve a specified goal. Clicking Next. Now we need to specify the financial goals. What if there is no specific financial goal behind the challenge that your team is working on now? In this case, think about the stakeholders of your strategy. If you do some products for internal use, your stakeholders will be other departments. The stakeholders of non-profit organizations are the community and other target groups. If you're not sure about the answer, you can skip the step by clicking Next, and you can add the goal later. In the next step, the software suggests looking at the same 4 perspectives, but now we will focus on the performance indicators. What is the role of a performance indicator? Indicators help us measure things. What is more important is that indicators help us to define business goals better, to understand and be able to explain business goals to other better. In this case, the software asked me to define leading and lagging indicators. What is the difference? In the context of this business goal, we can define the success factors and expected outcomes. For example, if the goal is to improve the user's experience with a new function, the success factor is that customers would give it a try. And the expected outcomes are customers who started using it regularly. We quantify success factors with leading indicators, indicators that predict success. For example, percent of customers who tried the new function. And to quantify the expected outcomes, we use lagging indicators, for example, customer satisfaction index. Specify leading and lagging indicators and click Next. If you are not sure about the answer, leave the fields empty. Now, let's press Next button several times and pass to the step of define action plans. Before we defined a business goal that we're working on, we specified the way to measure our efforts in achieving that goal, as well as the way to quantify the achieved results. What are we going to do to achieve that goal? And move indicators in the green zone. If you have some action plan in mind, write it down here. Click the Add More Details option if you have in mind some budget required or time needed. In some cases, the action plan will be defined in the future, but we can write the rationale or the reasoning behind this goal. In other cases, you have a hypothesis that you want to test. You can write down these ideas in this step. Let's move to the last step. Here the software reminds me that the results of the wizard can be modified manually and that I can run the wizard again to add more goals and indicators. Let's click Finish button and review the results. You can see that all our answers were carefully presented on a strategy scorecard. The goals, the KPIs suggested, and the action plans. The software also assessed the quality score for the creative strategy map. Obviously, the tool does not know about the quality of formulated goals and initiatives, but it was able to evaluate the level of the description of the strategy. By clicking on the quality indicator, you can have some suggestions for improvement. If you decide to add something more, you can do it right away on the strategy map, or switch to KPIs tab, or simply run the strategy wizard again via the menu Tools, Strategy Wizard. When the strategy is ready, go ahead with adding more data and using this strategy map for regular strategy sessions.